Take this mother and son for instance. She has to literally dodge her own son trying to make out with her just to make the video go more viral. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Go ahead and get up, y'all. Go ahead and get up. You know you tired of scrolling on TikTok, bro. And you know the dance. Come on, come dance.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cafe Belmont. My name is James Belmont. Thank you for joining me. Today's video is about Cougars being out of control and why that might be the case. I also wanted to know why they're behaving like teenagers on social media, because it struck me as strange why they're doing things like that. Now, before we begin, the word cougar has been around for a very long time. I believe the general definition is an older woman that is attractive and desires the attention of a younger man. It also has a very sexual connotation linked to it, and is also associated with the corn industry. No surprise there. Now, before we go any further, a little bit of context is required. I have been noticing a trend of older women trying to get the attention of younger people through social media like TikTok. There's nothing wrong with that per se, and I'm sure it has been around for a long time. It's just the things that they're doing that confuses me. Generally speaking, at least for me, people who are older than myself usually carry themselves with dignity and pride, which is why I think this is a specific type of person, not necessarily all older women that are behaving in this way. So, the things that they are doing is very bizarre to say the least. An example of this would be pretending to kiss your son or dancing sexually on your son. Things like that. The fact that this is happening on social media doesn't necessarily surprise me, because I have seen worse, way worse, from the time I've been on the internet. But it is the fact that they're doing it at their age, which is usually associated with maturity, and these are things that a 20-year-old might do, not a 40-year-old. But I'm being surprised every single day. Take, for example, the lady that decided to kiss her husband on camera. I wonder what was going through her mind when she was creating that video. Perhaps money, perhaps status, maybe escape from loneliness. It is hard to say. The son that was dancing along in the video, I feel sorry for him, because he was probably convinced by his mother that this is normal. And this reminded me of something that I read a long time ago, which is there are cases where a woman that is single, who is unable to find her perfect man, projects the characteristics of the man that she would want upon the son, and then the son, oddly enough, becomes the man that she would want to be with. I wonder if that is why this is happening. I don't know, but it is extremely bizarre, and I wouldn't fault you for queasing a little bit after I just told you that. Now, I threw out a couple possibilities as to why they may be behaving like this, but what are some of the possible reasons? The easiest thing that I could think of, and the one that comes to mind, is that they're doing it for attention, which is not hard to understand, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Not only is it for attention, but it is extremely profitable to behave in this way. For example, this could be an easy way to stand out from their younger counterparts when they're creating something like an OF page to sell their attributes, let's say. The sad thing is, there's always going to be a person who will always buy subscription services like this. Another aspect of this behavior, I imagine, is to fight off loneliness and the want to be desired once again. It is no surprise as you get older, especially for women, the attention that you received when you were 20 is not the same when you are at 35. It is unfortunate, but it comes with the territory. Now, depending on how well you took care of yourself when you are younger. It will reflect in your appearance when you are at 35 or 40. But the fact still stays the same. Most guys would go for a younger woman over older women. There are exceptions, but generally speaking, that is the case. I do not think cougars especially are oblivious to this trend, the trend of getting older and being less desirable. That is why you see them fighting it off as if it is the plague, as if their lives depended on it. This is why you see them getting enhancements like Botox, plastic surgery, all in an effort to feel desired again, to feel young, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're kissing your son on a public platform, that's when it gets a little bit weird. Loneliness can be a very painful thing. It is one of those things that doesn't necessarily take physical form. If you get stabbed in the shoulder, you can actually see it. But loneliness is another type of pain entirely. I do not know if this ever happened to anybody, but in public, when you're walking down the street, you see a woman that is clearly older than you, and you make eye contact with her. You're passing by. A thought pops into your mind to say something. You give her a compliment saying that you look beautiful today and you should keep it up. You see that one phrase made their day. It is almost like you're pumping life back into them, making them feel like they have the ability to fly and walk on clouds. It is such a sight to see, the amazement that you gave them a compliment and making their day, making them feel good. I think it's the same thing here, where they want to replicate that feeling again of being complimented, whether it's good or bad. Because when you are alone for a very long time, you can start to act in strange ways, like kissing your son on camera. I wouldn't imagine every grandmother would want to kiss their son just for a little bit of attention, but I'm talking specifically about what I'm seeing and giving my reaction. The sad part about all of this is that they seem desperate. Some people will take advantage of that, pretend to love them, and then disregard them like they're a piece of trash. I do not agree with that at all, and it happens more often than you would think. Besides that, twerking on your son, kissing on him, is not a great coping mechanism for loneliness, I would say. It is not your reputation alone that is at stake. You have your son's reputation, and you have your family that you need to think about. Unless you don't necessarily care about any of those things at all, which I find extremely unbelievable, but some people can disassociate very well. If you are older and you are finding it difficult to find somebody to settle down with, perhaps lowering your standards a little bit will help you tremendously, because when you get to 60, all you would want is some company. No matter if the person is tall, no matter if the person is short or has terrible conversational skills, you would want somebody to be there just to talk to them. Always remember that there's grace in aging. Not everybody could get to the age where they can say, I have gray hair. Take pride in the fact that you've lived this long, and stop kissing your sons online. In conclusion, there's nothing wrong with getting older. It is a part of life. And the more you fight it off, the worse the situation tends to get. The attention that you gain is temporary, and you will still be alone if you don't find somebody to spend the rest of your life with, which is the most important part. This has been Cafe Belmont. My name is James Belmont. Thank you for joining me. Before I go, tell somebody in your life that you love them, and I will see you soon. Take care.